Hi, grade fours, and welcome back to another literacy lesson. This week we are going to be doing some readers theater, and I wanted to talk to you about reading with fluency and expression and why that's important when you read, how to do it, and why it makes you a better reader, why it's important for the people who are listening to you read. We're going to start by talking about inflection and stress on words. Now, you might not have heard those terms before, inflection or stress. Well, you probably heard about stress, but this is a different kind, not the kind of being stressed out. This is about when you read what words you put emphasis on. Let's start with inflection. Inflection is the change of the pitch of your voice when you speak. So you can hear when I talk, some words go lower down and some words go higher up. My pitch changes when I talk. And that's what makes it interesting to listen to people speak. When people speak without a lot of inflection, they have what's called a monotone voice, where there's no highs or lows. They just talk like a robot and it's boring. So it's really important that you pay attention to your inflection and how you can make your voice the most interesting that it can be when you read. Make it sound like talking when you read. When we speak, we put stress or emphasis on certain words depending on the message that we're trying to send or based on what's most important. So even just as I said that last sentence, I put emphasis on the word speak, stress, and emphasis. I said, when we speak, we put stress or emphasis on certain words. So those were the important words in the sentence that I wanted your brain to kind of like notice the most. And it also can, I guess, tell you what's important or change the meaning depending on what words you put the most emphasis on. When we practice reading with inflection or I guess, fluency and expression, it makes you a more fluent reader. It makes your reading stronger. We're going to look at this sentence. I didn't say Sam ate my cookie. And I want you to kind of notice, I'm going to put emphasis on different words, and I want you to try and figure out what I'm saying in each one. Then we'll go back and we'll review it together. First up, I didn't say Sam ate my cookie. 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 Did you hear the difference? And what I was saying actually changed. It went from saying, I didn't say Sam ate my cookie, just a simple sentence, to having totally different meanings. So let's look through them. The first one, where I emphasize that I, the first word in the sentence, I'm saying that somebody else said that. The second example, where I emphasize the word didn't, I'm denying saying it. I'm saying, no, I didn't say that. When I emphasize the word say, I'm saying, well, I suspect that, or I wrote it, or I typed it, I implied it. So instead of saying it out loud, I explained it in a different way. When I put emphasis on the word Sam, I'm saying, well, I did say someone ate it, but not Sam. I said that Joe ate it or Tammy, okay? When I put emphasis on the word ate, I'm saying, well, Sam did something with it, but not ate it. I said that Sam cooked it or hid it or threw it away, okay? When I put emphasis on the word my, I'm saying Sam ate your cookie. Sam ate Steph's cookie. Sam ate Santa's cookie. When I put emphasis last on the word cookie, I'm saying Sam ate something of mine, but it was my pizza or my cake or my ice cream, not my cookie. So the word you put emphasis on can totally change the meaning of this sentence, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. This sentence has all of the same words, and depending which one I put the most emphasis on, I can mean a totally different thing. So it's important when you read and do your reader's theater, or you're reading out loud with your parent or your teacher, or even when you're reading in your head, that you think about what the story is trying to say and what's important. That's kind of the context of the story. And you figure out which words need the most emphasis and reread if it doesn't make sense. Next, we're going to talk about tone. Now, tone is kind of like the personality or the mood that you have when you read. So, especially for dialogue, tone is really important because when we speak as people, just having a conversation, we have a different tone of voice. Like, if you told me I was going to Disneyland, I would say, "Oh my goodness, I'm so excited!" And my tone of voice would change. But if you told me my trip to Disney World got canceled, I would say, "What? I cannot believe this." And I'd be really angry and upset. Or I'd be, "What? I'm so sad." And I would use a sad voice because our tone changes depending on our mood or based on what we're trying to put out there, what we're trying to say. We are going to look at this sentence. It's time to go. And I'm going to read it with some different tones of voices. I'm not going to tell you what tone of voice I'm using, but I want you to notice, how does it change what I'm saying? How does it change what I mean? And even which one do you find most interesting? Okay, it's time to go. 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 All right. There's a couple different tones of voices that I used. I did firm, gentle, frustrated, joyful, snarky, confused, displeased, distressed, happy. I tried to do a whole wide range so that you could see that using different tones of voice changes the message. So when you're reading out loud or doing your reader's theater, try to change your tone of voice based on what your character is saying. If you're reading something where your character is upset, read it like they're upset. Show that emotion in your voice. If you're reading it and they're supposed to be excited, get excited. Change your voice. Show me with your tone what your character is feeling. I hope this helped you to understand fluency and expression when reading out loud. And I'm really excited to see you use what you've learned here in your reader's theater this week. Bye, grade 4s.